Hello everyone. Sorry it's been a while. Um, I'm back. As you can see by the title of this video, I am going to be doing a in-depth look into the code that causes the Farlands to happen. I have been doing some research, and I even found a way to fix the Farlands that doesn't require repetition of the noise map, which I think, in my opinion, is better than the way Minecraft fixed it because you don't have to have repetition of the noise map. So here are the Farlands. We all know them. Hopefully we all love them. I do. Here they are, all their glory. So they still 12,550,824. So yeah, here they are. I'm going to be showing you the way Minecraft fixed them, the way I would fix them, and what actually causes them to happen. So let's get on with this. I'm going to close the game here. So here is Eclipse. I'm in the noise generator octaves.java. If you go, it's under client, and then source, and then it's minecraft.world.gen, and then noise generator octaves.java here. If you scroll down, these two lines right here, normally they aren't commented out, and these two lines right here repeat the noise map every 2 to the power 24, and this is the way Minecraft fixed their Farland issue. So every 2 to the power 24, which is before 2 to the power 31 minus 1, the noise map will repeat, therefore never rolling over and never causing an integer overflow. Now, if you're looking closely at this, you might notice what's the problem, because K and L are both longs, D0 and D2 are both doubles. Both of those wouldn't have problems until either at the 64-bit integer or well past that. And the truth is, the problem isn't actually in this class. If you go to populate noise array, this function here, it takes you to noise generator improved.java. And this right here is one of the lines that breaks it. Int i6 equals d17 casted to an int. Well, d17 is x offset plus double j2 plus x scale plus this dot x chord. We can forget all of this. We can just assume that's 1. Not 0 because then it would return 0, but we can just assume that's 1. X offset, though, is the fancy one because it's calculated back here, and we pass it in with D0, D1, and D2 for X, Y, and Z, respectively. And D0 can be higher than the 32-bit integer at large numbers. And the thing is that X, Y, and Z offset up here are almost never going to actually go over the 32-bit integer. But once you multiply in D3 and the different scales, that's when it actually goes over the 32-bit integer, and you get crazy stuff happening. So either way, we pass in this double that's higher than the 32-bit integer, and then we multiply it with some more stuff, which makes it even larger, and then we try to cast it to an int. That's going to cause problems. And we actually cast it 4 times, one for x, one for z, where y size is equal to 1. And then down here, we do it again, one for x and one for z. Now, these int calls here normally aren't there. I've added those as part of my fix because right now I'm taking an int and I'm casting it to an int. That's not going to do much. But my way of fixing it is, if you look at this, well, these are both ints. Why not just make them longs? Because they wouldn't overflow with the 32-bit integer. And that actually is possible because of this line here. Int k2 equals int i6 logical and 255. So this line is saying anything higher than the 8th bit, set it to a 0. Anything that is the 7th bit and lower, keep it the same. So basically, here we can safely cast it to an int because it doesn't matter if we're cutting off all of that stuff at the top because it's only zeros because we've already cut it off. So that allows us to safely cast it to an int so it can be used by the rest of the function in its permutations, like here, k2, it's being used as the index for a list. So, if we were to set all these to long, next one is here, and then next one's down here, and then the last one is here. And by the way, I'm using Minecraft version 1.12.2 for this. So then if we go ahead and play this, with all these set to long, and then we're casting them back to ints after we logically AND them, we'll go ahead and start up the game. Okay, go into single player, and we go back to the world I was in. You'll notice Firelands, but that's because they were already generated at the beginning of the video, as you can see. But if I go around and generate some new chunks here, like over here, and stuff maybe, as you can see, get right at, well, no, there, come on. Where are we? We're getting better. Ah, here we go. We'll just cut through here. As you can see, new chunks, there are no Firelands here. So therefore, I have successfully fixed the Firelands without repeating the noise map. Now, I would say Mojang's solution to this is perfectly okay, because I don't see any difference between their solution and my solution in terms of terrain generation. Like, this terrain, if that chunk of Firelands wasn't there, like that coastline would be exactly the same. Well, I haven't seen any difference between when I compared theirs to my solution. However, theirs is more simple. It only takes 2 lines of code. Mine, you have to change a bunch of lines of code. But I do think it is more elegant, as you don't have to repeat the noise map. And so basically, even though it's going above the 32-bit integer, it doesn't matter because of the way you're using it. Now, theoretically, the way Mojang has fixed it, they've eradicated the Farlands entirely. The way I have fixed it, theoretically, the Farlands would still generate, but it would be at least well past the 64-bit integer, which is way past even where world rendering stops. So therefore, there's nothing to worry about. There will be a part 2 to this video coming out soon, where I experiment with the Farlands and see if I can get them to generate in different ways, to see how different I can get them to look, as well as experimenting with some other things related to terrain generation. And I will show off some of the cool things that I find in that video, and I will see you all then. I hope you liked. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss part 2. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you learned something. If it was a bit too hard to follow, don't worry. I don't expect most people to understand what I talked about, but if you did, good job. So yeah, just gonna fly through them here really quick. As you can see, there's a chunk of normal terrain, and then more farmlands, and then more normal terrain. So yep, leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.